Hey guys, today I have 3 really yummy fall treats to share with you. This was actually a video that was suggested by one of you guys. You wanted me to do a fall bake with me, so I am sharing 3 different recipes that I feel like encompass a lot of the fall flavors. So we are going to make some applesauce spice cupcakes with a cream cheese frosting. We're also going to make some French toast cookies. I love maple extract. I really want to find some more things that I can make with that flavor because it is definitely one of my top faves right now. And then we're going to not necessarily bake the third one, but s'mores is such a just awesome for summer, yes, but fall also treat to have, in those flavors combined. The graham crackers, the chocolate, and the marshmallows. So we're gonna do a little take on Rice Krispies with some s'mores flavorings added in. So I hope you guys are eating like some vegetables right now because we're about to get into some super sugary, yummy goodness. So let me go ahead and take you guys into my kitchen and we're gonna start whipping these up. We are going to start our baking off with some applesauce spice cupcakes with a cream cheese frosting. So I've got most of my ingredients out. This is for the cupcakes themselves. The frosting will come later, but we are going to use a KitchenAid or any kind of mixing bowl. You can use a hand mixer. I'm just making it nice and easy for me today. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. We are going to start by creaming our butter and sugar. So I've got 1/3 cup, about 5.5 tablespoons of butter melted, and 3/4 cup sugar. Just gonna go ahead and mix that up. Now we're going to add in 2 eggs and mix those in. And we are adding in 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, in a separate bowl, I'm going to mix together all my dry ingredients. So we've got 1 1/3 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I love cinnamon, so mine was, you know, a little bit more than a teaspoon there. 1/2 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves. And I'm just going to give this a little stir to get these all combined together. Back to our KitchenAid or mixer, whatever kind of mixer you're using. I'm going to add in 1/2 of my dry mixture here. Mix that up just a little bit. All right, I'm gonna take a spoon because some of my mixture is sticking to the side of the bowl. Now I'm adding in 3/4 cup of applesauce, and I'm going to mix this up. And I'm adding in the rest of my dry ingredient mixture. And I'm gonna let this mix until everything's nicely incorporated. And I'm gonna use my spoon to do the rest, just because there's a little bit stuck on the sides of the bowl. Probably should have used my paddle attachment, right? I just grabbed what I could. All right, so my oven is preheated again to 350, and I'm going to fill up my cupcake liners. I am using silicone liners. You can use whatever you want. I just love how easy these pop out. And I buy these in a huge pack. It has so many different colors. They're from Amazon. They are in my storefront, which is always linked in my description box. And I just pulled out all the orange and yellow. I thought these would be perfect for these cupcakes, these fall colors. And I'm going to fill it about 2/3 full. Not all the way to the top because they are going to rise. All right, some of them are a little more full, but I scraped that bowl to get every little bit out of there. I'm gonna put these in the oven for 25 minutes. Okay, our cupcakes are out of the oven. I'm gonna let these cool completely before we frost them. Okay, our applesauce spice cupcakes are done. I let them cool and I iced them. Now you could make your own homemade icing. However, I did want to show just how easy it is to take a can of frosting and make it look like it's homemade. So all I did was I like to take a knife and just stir it up. If you can find the whipped cream cheese, I think it tastes better and it looks a little more I guess. I'm not quite sure what I'm trying to say, but there's a little bit more frosting on here. I could have made this a little thicker, but I kind of really love the taste of these cupcakes, and the icing is just like a little extra. You really want the cupcake to be the star of this show. But I just use my knife, stir it up, and then I put the icing in an icing bag and I clip the tip. I don't use any kind of tip. You could to make this look fancier. And I just wanted to show that I got this box of 12 at the Dollar Tree. So 12 icing bags, which is perfect for this season, just for $1. And let's see, I'll go ahead and add a little bit more. I didn't think to show you guys, but all I do is I take this, let's see, we'll just do this one. And I just squirt it out and I go around in a circle, just like that. See, so I could go ahead and add a little top to all of them, but it just makes the icing look better than just smearing it on the top, and it is super easy. But these cupcakes are super yummy and delicious for this season, so you're definitely gonna wanna try them out. All right, next up we are going to make some French toast cookies. So I've got all my ingredients out here. We're gonna be using some light corn syrup, vanilla and maple extract, brown and granulated sugar, baking soda, salt, flour, an entire stick of butter. We are going to melt this, and then 1 egg. And for some seasonings, we're gonna add in some cinnamon and a nutmeg. So first we're going to melt the butter and then add that along with the sugars, the brown and the granulated, into our mixer and cream those up. But first, you guys hear that scratching? My dogs want to be let in, so I'm gonna let them in and then we're gonna start whipping these cookies up. So I have my 1 stick of melted butter in here, a 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and 1/3 cup of granulated sugar. And we are just going to mix this up. We are adding in 1/2 cup of the light corn syrup, 1 egg, 2 teaspoons of the vanilla extract, and 2 teaspoons of the maple extract. We're gonna mix all these together. All right, I have a separate bowl here. I'm gonna get all my dry ingredients mixed in here. So I've got 2 1/3 cups flour, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, 1 teaspoon baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. And I'm just gonna get this mixed together. I added my dry mixture into my wet, and I'm just gonna mix this until well blended. Okay, my cookie dough is all mixed up and ready. I have a sheet here with some parchment paper just so it doesn't stick. And I also have a little bowl with some extra granulated sugar. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a little bit out, roll it into a ball, roll it in the sugar, and then place it on my cookie sheet all spread out. All right, I have 2 sheets made up. I am gonna be able to make another smaller sheet, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these in my oven. It's preheated at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. This sheet is a little bigger. These cookies are a little bigger than these ones. So I'll check them at 10. These ones might need a minute or 2 longer, but then we're just gonna take them out and let them cool. French toast cookies are done. I love maple extract. Definitely don't use it enough, but it just has all the fall feels. So I hope you guys try this recipe out. It definitely makes quite a bit. All of these goodies that I'm making today, I am sending about half of them in either with Mark to work, or I'm gonna have the kids drop them off at their friend's house and be like, hey, you guys want some yummy goodies? Because definitely too many for our house. So not necessarily baking, however, s'mores are such a fun treat, not only for the summer, but for the fall time as well. So I figured I would go ahead and share a s'mores Rice Krispie treat, except we're not using Rice Krispies. We are going to use Golden Grahams. And because I do not have a stovetop, I'm going to utilize the saute function in my Instant Pot to melt the marshmallows and the butter together. So I've got a big bowl to mix everything in, and then I've got my 9x13 pan that I'm going to spray to put the treat in once it is all mixed together. But here's my ingredients. So I already mentioned the Golden Grahams. We've got some marshmallows, some semi-sweet chocolate chips, butter, and then some more chocolate, these Hershey's mini chocolate bars. So first up, in a large bowl, I have 6 cups of the Golden Graham cereal and 1 cup of the chocolate chips. I'm also going to add in, however, these are really sticky. Sometimes marshmallows do that. I'm gonna add in about 2.5 cups of these marshmallows, but I'm gonna take the time to separate them because I don't want just a huge clump in here. This is just to make them more s'mores-like. So yeah, I'm gonna spend the extra time to separate these, and then I'm just gonna mix these together. Okay, so I went to mix it and they all just found each other anyway. So I do have another bag in the pantry. I'm just gonna add about 1.5 cups of the marshmallows to that, and I'll save these sticky ones for the melting part. So I'm just using my hands, giving that a good mix. Okay, so I have my Instant Pot set to saute, which just makes this very similar to using your stovetop. I'm going to add 1 stick of butter, and I'm gonna let this melt completely and then add my marshmallows. My butter is melted. I added in the rest of that 16-ounce bag of the super sticky marshmallows, and I'm just going to stir constantly. I don't want anything to burn until the marshmallows are just barely melted. Okay, I turned the heat off. You can see there's still a few marshmallows in here, but it's pretty much melted. The rest of the heat coming off of this is gonna melt the rest of those up. I'm gonna keep stirring and just let it cool, maybe like a minute or two, and then I'm gonna add my marshmallow mixture into my cereal mixture. All right, once you've got that mixed up the best that you can, your chocolate is melting, looks like spider webs everywhere from the melted marshmallows. You're gonna pour this entire bowl into your greased 9x13 pan, and just try to spread it out and flatten it the best that you can. Okay, I'm gonna take about a handful of the marshmallows that are not all stuck together. More fresh, I guess, I don't know. And just spread them around the top. And then I took 4 of the little mini Hershey's. I broke them apart. I think there was like 4 to 5 little pieces in each, and then I cut those pieces in half to make them even smaller. And I'm just going to kind of push them in all around. 3 bars probably would have been enough. This is a lot of extra, but I'm gonna go ahead and just use everything that I cut up. Okay, I did spray the back of the spatula that I used to mix this with some cooking spray just to help so it doesn't stick. And then I'm just gonna press everything down. That way the marshmallows stick to the treat as well as the little bits of chocolate that I just put in there. All right, I'm gonna let this cool completely, and then you can cut it up and serve. No need to refrigerate. Just a different take on Rice Krispies, and definitely the fall s'mores flavor. This makes for a really fun after school treat. All right, let me know which one you are looking forward to making the most down in the comments. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Give this video a big thumbs up if you love the fall. I am definitely a huge fan. Subscribe if you are new. I'd love to have you join me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.